What is up, everybody? Welcome to Forge Fitness, and we are your hosts.
I'm Felly.
I'm Zac Spinoza, and we are joined today with a special guest, Freya, our wonderful puppy. She's not going to be very helpful today. She's going to sleep, but we are going to go over 5 quick tips on how to make your life easier by including healthy eating and how that can be possible for you. Now, before we get into this video, the most important thing for you guys to do is what, Fel? Let's get into it.
Like this video, that's the thumbs up, people. Comment down below what you think of our healthy eating tips. And subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date with all the new Forge Fitness content.
And with that all being said, guys, let's get into the video.
Tip number 1 is to drink more water. So, have your reusable water bottles. Fill it up several times a day, not just once, several, and drink.
So guys, the reason why water intake is so important, it's something that doesn't get talked about enough in the fitness space and health overall. Not only is this an incredible thing to, of course, help with bodily functions and basically just help all the fluids run through you properly, we are made up of 60% water, so of course it is important to incorporate that into our diets, as per se. We like to say just our lifestyle, but it is also one of the most satiating things that you can have. If you find that you're incredibly hungry and you haven't drank very much water, take a little sippy sip and you may realize that you aren't as hungry as you think and you are just craving water. This is how we can reprogram the signals in our body.
It's also great, like Zac said, for a lot of bodily functions, so it can help with sodium retention, which causes bloating. It can also help with bowel movements, as well as frequency of urination, skin health, as well as organ health and everything internally that shows up on the surface externally.
So, key tip, drink your motherfucking water, guys.
Tip number 2 is to buy a food scale. I'm going to let Zac take this one over because he was the one that convinced me to buy a food scale. So now he's going to convince you to buy a food scale.
All right, guys. Not only am I an incredible coach, but I'm also an incredible guy. And Jesus. No, I'm just playing. But one of my biggest tips, guys, for my clients, that's why I said coach, is to buy a food scale. This is so important and pivotal to success in your nutrition and your lifestyle of dieting. If you guys want to start tracking your nutrients, which we're going to get into further later in this video, but if you want to actually have accurate results in what you're eating and how much you're eating, having a food scale that's going to cost you anywhere between $10 and $40 maximum is going to change your life overall. Because especially when it comes to highly calorically dense foods like peanut butter, nuts, even some meats, some carbohydrate sources, it's going to be a huge difference. When you look at a cup measurement, let's say, and it says, let's say a tablespoon of peanut butter, it says 15 grams is about 90 calories, usually up to 100 calories, 9 grams of fat. So if you do your little tablespoon measurement, that tablespoon measurement might be this big, might be that big, might be that big. So if you put the peanut butter on the food scale, tear it out, and you take out a tablespoon, so 15 grams, 1 serving of peanut butter, you may realize that your tablespoon isn't the actual size of a serving size, and you'll be taking in way too many calories. Or on the other side of things, you may not be eating enough, so you might be cheating yourself out on olive oil, let's say, in your salads or your pastas or something like that, and you're not getting in your healthy fats that you're supposed to because you're estimating that you're putting in 3 tablespoons, but you're really only putting in 1. So food scale is going to bring the most accuracy, and if you want to be pinpoint fantastic on your nutrition, buy yourself a food scale. StarFit, Canadian Tire, $10. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, and like I said, Zac convinced me to buy one. It's crazy to think how you feel like you know measurements, but then when you put it on a food scale, you really don't.
That's right, pasta girl.
I love pasta.
All right, guys.
Tip number 3 is to track your food. So going off of the food scale, we think it's very important for everyone to get a food tracking app on your phone. We use MyFitnessPal, super easy, and then you just log all your food. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, that's not for me. I get way too obsessive, or it takes too much time. I think the important thing to remember here is it's good to learn what you're putting in your body. So like Zac said, you think you know a tablespoon of olive oil or peanut butter, whatever you're eating. Sometimes you overestimate, sometimes you underestimate. It's actually very shocking in a sense to realize, like, wow, that's how much I'm eating, and that's how much I'm putting out and whatnot. Like, it's interesting to see. You think you're hitting your protein goal, but you're not. Or maybe you're skyrocketing over that and you're not hitting your fat goal like you need to or whatnot for your body type. So I think it's really important to get that app, track your food, just be more aware of what you're putting in your body. It's not something that has to happen for life. Like, we don't do it religiously in any sense. We do it when we need to do it, and just to learn more about ourselves, right? Some days you might be more hungry than others, and go ahead.
Yeah, no, you just become more intuitive with things as you go. I've been tracking food for about 6 years now, on and off, when I'm trying to be a little more shredded for a experiment.
Science experiment.
Canadian government, they're coming after me. No, but when let's say you had a wedding coming up, or summer season, you want to be in your best bodily shape, physically wise and look wise, maybe tracking your food is the best thing to do. But if you're new to a healthy lifestyle, this is something you need to do if you want to be successful in it, and it's going to make your life so much easier. Why waste months and months and months, even years, just trying to get healthy and failing and failing and failing? Take this step in the previous step of a food scale. Make it happen now, and it's going to be the best thing you've ever done for yourself, guys. And now, leading off of this, and once again, these are the tools that are going to help you become more healthy. Not necessarily just the only tips, but these are the tools that will make a healthy lifestyle much, much better for you. So leading into our fourth tip, it's going to be read labels. This is also educating yourself, guys, and getting more intuitive with what's going into your body. It's a very empowering thing to know what you're fueling your body with. I like to use the analogy of a car, right? So our training, we talked about it in our previous video, how to dominate in the gym. Our training is the engine, but your engine is useless without fuel, and your fuel is useless without an engine. So we need to put both together, and we want to take care of that, right? There's also many other steps to make your fitness journey better, but your fuel is your food, and understanding what that food is makes a difference, right? We go to the gas station, it says regular, octane, and then premium. We want to make sure we're putting a premium source of food in, and reading those labels are going to help you big time.
Yeah, and I always go grocery shopping with you, and at first it was so annoying. I had to pull Zach out of the aisles and say, stop touching everything, stop looking at everything. But it's actually super important to read the labels. You'd be so surprised to know what's in your food, even if something's labeled, low fat or organic or anything.
Low fat, refined sugar.
It's really not.
No shit.
The Canada guidelines aren't as strict as what we would think they are and what we would hope that they are. So read the labels, educate yourself on what's in your food, and it's also easy to look for an alternative, right? Like, if you want the low sodium one, read the labels, see if it's going to make a difference for your lifestyle and for what you need, and go with that one.
Yeah. And don't fall into the entrapments or the traps of food companies and basically just commercial things, in a sense. There's going to be a lot of things that say organic on it, or, healthy or light or high in protein, let's say, but it might also not only be high in protein, which usually is only 10 grams per serving, but it might be high in refined sugar as well. So basically, when you're reading a label, it shouldn't take you too long to read it, right? So the reason I'm saying that is there should only be about 1 to 4 ingredients on the foods that you guys are buying, right? When you buy beef, it doesn't say anything other than beef. It says beef. When you buy chicken at the store, sometimes you might find those pre-cooked chickens. Let's say not the ones that are in the hot plate, but a packed chicken. It's going to say 80% meat product. What the hell is the other 20%, right? So, or 20% meat product, which is super scary. But when you're reading cold cuts, there's a reason why it says ham, sodium, sodium octane, whatever, hydro dick bucks, whatever shit you want to call it, right? A bunch of shit in it. It's not good. So try and limit your labels to minimum amounts of things in the ingredient list, and that's going to get you set up for life.
And also, the first things on the ingredient list are most likely the highest amount. So if the first few things say sugar or salt, that's what a majority of what you're buying is.
Nice
sugar
I didn't even
or
think
salt. And tip number 5, which is our last tip of our healthy eating, is to experiment and enjoy. So it's so easy to say, I don't like that, or I've never tried that, I don't want to try it. I am the epitome of a picky eater, and I will admit it. I've tried so many new things. I've experimented with so many new things, and it's so easy to say, I've never had that. And Zach's like, well, have you tried it? I'm like, no. Or yes, maybe when I was 12.
And I didn't
But
like it.
yeah, your food taste buds change, and you can find a way that you like certain foods and eat certain foods in season, enjoy your foods. You want to have a good, healthy relationship with your healthy foods.
Yeah, I love how you said that about your taste buds can change. Not only do your taste buds change as you age, but your taste buds also change as you change your lifestyle around. So let's say we'll use Felicia as an example. When I first met Felicia, all she ate was Doritos, Twizzlers, and candy, right? So
That is so
it's
untrue.
not true, but let's say this is the truth, right? So let's say Felicia, all she did was eat licorice, hard candy, chocolate, all that type of shit, ice cream, let's say. It sounds like a good time, right? Not for your arteries, but good time for your mind. What would happen is when I gave Felicia strawberries or blueberries in this scenario, they don't taste as sweet or as juicy or as tasty as they might taste for somebody like myself who has been leading a healthy lifestyle for about 6 years now, right? But as Felicia slowly introduces more healthy, sweet foods like healthy fruits, some vegetables, and other great sources like carbs and sweet potatoes in a sense, right? She may still slowly realize that, wow, this strawberry is sweeter than it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So as you slowly shift the types of foods that you're putting in your diet, the healthy wise, those sweet things might become overly sweet and too much for you. And the not so tasty blueberries and strawberries might all of a sudden become extremely tasty and very sweet for how little sweet they tasted when you first started. So as you shift towards a healthier gear, you'll realize that things actually get better and better. So it's just getting onto the wagon and staying consistent with it, and everything just seems to fall into line, right? So it's not about motivation, guys. It's about consistency. Make it happen.
Yeah, those are our healthy eating tips.
Yep.
And like Zach said, these aren't tips that you should just live by and this is going to make you healthy. These are the tools that you need in order to start that journey or get back on it or whatever it is. You don't have to incorporate all of them. Maybe take one or two at a time. Just start being more in tune with your body and intuitively eating your food. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So let's go a quick roundup. First tip, drink more motherfucking water, right? Secondly, go to your local store, I guess, buy a food scale. Secondly, start tracking your foods. Thirdly, start tracking your foods. All right, guys, MyFitnessPal, Fat Secret, other apps, they're all out there. Fourth tip is read your labels. And finally, last but not least, experiment and enjoy, just like the government did on me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. What else should we say? Stay active, stay healthy, and forge on, baby.